All right, this is the intro to Black Magic Woman, basically out of D minor, pentatonic, maybe a blues note in there, sliding pentatonic if you wanted to. But realizing there are two notes when you do a pentatonic that you're leaving out from the minor scale. The minor scale would have that note, an E natural at 12, a B flat at 11. This would slide down to the dot, and then that note, and that note. So B flats and E's are being added. Why is that important? Well, on D minor, a B flat note sounds terrible. The E note sounds pretty cool. A little more modern. Right, but on a G minor, that B flat note is perfect. And on the A minor, like a little open D minor chord that I moved all the way up to A minor, the E note is perfect. Or I might use this on A minor. So for the D minor, it's pretty much just licks. But for the G minor, I might use some of these, that extra note. And for the A minor, I'm going to use this note or this note. Cool. The first one starts with a rake to the root, the flat 7, 13, and I'm going to bend it back to the root sound, but I'm going to be on from the C note. Release it, 1, and then go back to my bend. So far I've only hit this top string once, just on the first note. Cool. So 1, second string, bend, 1, and then bend your second string again. Cool. Then I have this little nugget. That's actually a very hard lick to get fast and smooth. I'm going to bend the second string, go up to the top string, so I'm really bending into this note. It should be the same note that I'm bending to. And then I come back to this note, but with a pull to get to this note. So now when I bend, I don't really have my finger down on that string because I can't hold that note down and bend because I'd be just fighting against myself. But when I get to 1, I've already barred. So I'm ready to pull. And later on, you'll learn that I'm going to sweep this. And I'm just going to use 1 upstroke. So I can play 3 notes as fast as you can play 1 note. Don't worry about the sweep stuff yet. That's way too fancy. But do try to get that pull off as soon as possible because that sort of sucks to have to try to pick it. I mean, I can pick it, but it's a lot easier. Pull-offs will make you sound like you play twice as fast as you can. So bend, root, back, pull, and then I hit 3. Now, a lot of players would hit 2 right there, especially if I'm doing this leg. Because that way I don't have to hustle. But because this next lick I think is pretty much the hardest lick in the whole song, and I'm going to need my 3rd finger. I feel funny doing that 2 because it's such a stretch and then sliding. I'm going to need all the strength I can get, and I think I'm going to pull off stronger with my 3rd finger than having to stretch with my 2nd finger to pull off. So I'm going to go bend 2nd string, top, pull, 3rd finger, you hit the note and then you bend it. Pull, slide. That's a hard lick to get volume out of that slide. See, if I do that real slow, pretty much lost all my volume. Right? So luckily this is up to tempo, it's not that slow. So you hit the G note and then you go straight into the bend. Probably the best thing for you to get together is this. Just get to that G note. Worry about your first note, worry about your last note. As long as you can get to that note and then worry on this leg. Just start that. Cool. By this time, I'm on A minor, and that's why he's ending on this E note, because that's going to be in my A minor triad. Cool. Even though I'm ending on 1, I'm going to creep my 1st finger up to 10, 2nd string, and this is an A minor, A, C, and E, because I'm still technically on the A minor chord. If I look down here, just use my root, my flat 3rd, and my 5th. Normally I would finger it like this, but up here I'm going to be playing rock and roll solo, so cut the pinky off, and we'll go 1, 3, 2, And that, once again, there's that note that's on A minor because he's still on the A minor chord in the E note. F, back to E, and now I go back to F and double pull off. Double pull offs are hard. Not so hard to get volume here, but that can be. A lot of times double pull offs are, you don't hear the last note. And then I'm going to do a quick second string bend twice. Might not get the first one quite in tune, but the second one's got to be. And it might be another little pull off. You hear that a lot. Like when he's doing that bend, he sort of lets that go. I think that's on the first lick we should have done that. I don't know if we did. Hold it. And then just a little pull off. Those are the least important notes probably, but on the other hand, if you wanted to sound just like them, that would be pretty important. So then I go back to this lick where I talked about sweeping it, where the second string bend, and then, but at least pull off. Now the next bend is going to be sort of you bend to it. It's not a pre-bend. And you sort of, and that's probably one of the softest notes too in this. His use of dynamics is pretty awesome. Not a lot of guitar players use dynamics; they just play loud, right, or they play soft. But some of these notes are louder than others, and I think it's totally on purpose. Even if he wasn't consciously thinking it, his subconscious was doing it on purpose, right? And then by this time, now he's going to G minor. And he's going to go up a G minor, 3, 2, 1, fret-wise, top string, no, finger-wise, 3, 2, 1, I mean. But fret-wise, it would be 12, 11, 10. Hustle your third finger to the double dot, and slide it, and then bend it. So you're bending to this note. So even though I'm sliding, I'm going to hit that note. I don't have to hit any of those notes, really. But for now, we're going to hit each note. And I'm just bending that the whole step to there. Now, I jump up to that dot, and I bend to the next dot. But I go. This is a pre-bend. And that's what's really going to make it sing is that vibrato. It's going to make you sound like the difference between an amateur and a pro. And then I'm going to take this A note, but I'm going to instantly slide it all the way up to C, which is a big boy bend. It's 3 frets, right? But once you're up to here, it's not so bad. If you had to cheat, or if I was playing this on a crappy acoustic, I might even start a half step above. And you don't bend as far, but you need to bend quicker, because this note's kind of a bad note to play over the D. But where this note was in the D chord. So this is kind of bad, but if I bend quickly enough, I'll never know that I was on that note. So I'm really going all the way to this high C note with a bend. And then I jump back down to 10, skip a third string, going back to the second string, back to my third finger. I'm going to do a doyat to the flat 7 or the 10, and then I go down the blues scale. I slide with 1. Up to now, I've told you all these times, always slide with the one you came with, slide with 3, slide with 3. Yeah? Do as I say, not as I say. Right. Because it always depends, man. It depends on where you've been and where you're going. So there'll be times where I break every single rule that I've taught you because I'm drunk. And we're going to end with that chord. So when you go D, C, and try to put your chi, your energy, even though you were playing, try to put it in the top parts. You might just even go. I'm not even sure if he hits that D note. All together. 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4. And then There I go. So after the double bend, it'll pull off, and then that part with that pull off, we try to get real fast, and then I do a. And then with the G up the G minor, bend on the dot, bend on the double dot or second dot, the fire out of it, back home. Home is D because I'm in the key of D minor. Skip a string, up to the second string, doyat, back to the home, which is D, sliding with one, do as I say, not as I say.